Hello, welcome back to another episode of Tea Time with Tonya's Witchy Kitchen. Or do I say Tonya's Witchy Kitchen? Tea Time. Can't remember, it goes both ways. But you are in for a doozy today. We are doing, like I promised, the ginger bug. So just a couple things to keep in mind before we start the ginger bug. Number one is don't do it while you are doing kombucha or apple cider vinegar. Like if you have them on the counter or something, don't do the ginger bug at the same time because they will actually, because you're using the good bacteria in the air to ferment the ginger bug, okay? But if you have apple cider vinegar or something like that where they also have an open top, they can actually intersperse and you'll get a more vinegary ginger bug than you want, because we want to use this to make pop is what we're doing, like a traditional way back pop, okay? So it's not going to taste like ginger ale that you're used to, but it's a really cool take on ginger ale. And then you can do root beers out of this, but there are some herbal root beer type infusions to make a root beer syrup to use with the ginger bug, or you can use just the ginger ale, the ginger bug to make a ginger ale. Okay, I'm not sure what we're doing. I haven't done it. We're gonna start it. It'll be fun. But anyway, the topic for today, besides ginger bugs, are you a selfish person? What makes a selfish person? Like, I think moms, when a mom does something for herself, like takes a bath or a shower for longer than 2 minutes, sometimes they feel like they're being selfish to their children, and you're not, because you are the forefront of taking care of your children, not just moms, dads too. There's dads out there too that are great, you know, the forefront of their children's upbringing. I'm not knocking either one, okay? I'm just saying, parents, this is parents, okay? I just know from my experience, because I'm a mom, you know, and you feel guilty because you took that, 10-minute bath and you could have been, playing trouble with your kid, or, you should have been doing something else. You should have been cleaning the kitchen, or, I think sometimes we feel like we are being selfish by just doing something, like to take care of ourselves so we can take care of those that we love, okay? And it's okay. Or let's talk about money, okay? How about buying things for yourself? And it's easier for me to spend money on my kids, like, oh yeah, that reminds me, my son needs jeans. I kept forgetting. But yeah, it's easier for me to go spend money on jeans for him than it is for me to spend money on jeans for myself. I have to talk myself into it, like, yeah, you have 4 pairs now that all have holes in the knees, and they're your favorite jeans, and they're great work jeans, but you have to have dress clothes for Tim. Sometimes it's nice to look presentable. But, sometimes it's hard to spend money on ourselves, especially if we're on a very tight budget. And it's okay. So my eye pencils, I used to get them from 100% pure, okay? They don't make the navy anymore, and I'm really pissed about it. So I might actually end up trying to make my own eye pencil. It won't work that way, will it? No. But finding one that I don't mind the ingredients of too much. But their eye pencils are $21 a piece. So of course you buy them when they're on clearance, on sale, or whatever. But that's a chunk of change that's really hard to swallow sometimes. And it's a good thing that it takes me like a year or 2 to go through one. But, but I mean, a pair of jeans for my son or eye pencil for me. Do you see the correlation here? So it's like you're not being selfish because he needs the jeans and I need the eye pencil for confidence so that my eyes don't look so small. And see? But yeah, if I was on an island, I'd want my eye pencil. But anyway, we're stranded on an island. You know, but then there's people that are just straight out selfish. Okay, here's a scenario. You know how your kid, I don't know if your kids do this, my grandson does this. What would you rather do? You know, eat a snake or eat a worm? Okay, so which scenario? Would you rather provide food for your child or somebody else's child? Well, obviously you're going to say my child, right? But, you know, in some cases you can share, you know, donate to a food pantry. You know, I have 2 boxes of spaghetti. I can donate one to the food pantry and make supper for my kids, you know. But then there's those people who are so selfish, they forget about their families and they'd rather take both boxes of spaghetti and give them to the food pantry and be like, no, you can suck it up tonight. I know that's harsh and you are thinking, we live in America, but this does happen. It does happen. You know, family is supposed to be first. You need to, as a parent, you need to take care of yourself. You have needs that need to be filled in order to continue, you know, to continue to take care of those you love. If you don't, you are going to be burnt out. Burned out. It is okay to take time for yourself. It is okay to take a night off and be like, I'm not cleaning. I'm not doing laundry. I'm not doing a damn thing. You know? I'm sorry, I haven't had my coffee today yet. Oh, it's been a morning. It's been a morning. It's a gorgeous morning. It was cloudy and then the sun is just, whew. Yeah. But, you know, it's okay to be selfish to a certain extent. It's not okay to be selfish when it actually hurts other people. Do you see what I'm saying? I lean forward all the time, so then in my videos they look funny. So I'm trying to like sit on my foot, prop up. My pencil is still there. Do you see my pencil? I moved my plant so you can see the plant. Yeah. But I mean, it's a heavy topic and you know, food for thought, if that's what you want to say. Don't be offended by it. It's kind of like I always looked at the United States. I always felt like we were taking care of everybody else except for the people of our country. And you see it even more, you know. And that's how I feel about some people. They would rather take care of everybody else except their own family. And that's wrong. It's totally wrong. Yeah. But anyway, 3 things. Dream big. Be true to you. You are worth it. I'm not selfish. Let's go check out this ginger bug. To the ginger bug, this is the starter. So you're going to need quite a bit of ginger. Okay? And I like to cut all my ginger up right away that I'm going to need for the... It's less than a week. It takes like 3 to 5 days, right? But I try and have my ginger all cut up for what I'm going to use. Just some key notes on this. It's the skin of the ginger that attracts the wild yeast and the good bacteria. Okay, so that's why we use, and I don't know, I've seen people use turmeric. I don't know if any root vegetable will work, you know, but I've seen turmeric, and so that was interesting. But the first thing, yeah, chop my ginger. You need sugar and you need some water, not chlorinated water, okay, not chlorinated. Filter it or, you know, do your thing. Why sugar? You got to have sugar. It's needed. That's what feeds the bacteria. Most of it is used up in the fermentation process, so it's not like you're going to have all the sugar left over. But the bacteria has to live off of something. Some people ask about honey. honey is microbial, so it's not a very good, in this case, it's not the best case. Some people have been able to get it to go and work with honey. If you're really concerned, maybe use the honey at the end. No, you can't use it at the end. Yeah, I don't know. You can try it. Just, do your thing. The other thing is to cover or not to cover. So when it's fermenting, I like to do it like kombucha, and don't use a coffee filter. Coffee filters don't work that great. I like the mesh cloth. Okay, that works great for me. Or your other option is to cover it tight completely. Okay, a good cover on the jar. If you are having problems with it working, put it in a warm spot. Don't put it in sunlight, but put it in like a warmer spot, or maybe wrap a towel around it, or, get the bacteria going. Okay? And then there's 3 ways to do this. I hate to say this. You can do, and I will put this at the end, 2 cups of water with 2 tablespoons each sugar and ginger, 1 cup water to 1 teaspoon sugar and ginger, or do the throw in the jar, 2 tablespoons water, 2 tablespoons ginger, 2 tablespoons water. Sure. 2 of each, okay? I like the 2-cup method. So I have 2 cups of water in there, and I'm going to thought I added 2 tablespoons right off the bat. I'm waiting to see. Did I? Mixing it. 2 tablespoons of each. After the first time, I usually add 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 tablespoon of ginger. Some days I will add a second one. And I will let it go for a few days just to make sure it's good and bubbly. Some people have trouble in the colder months, but like I said, that's all troubleshooting, and there's my cloth and a rubber band, and I just leave it set on the counter. Use a plastic or wooden spoon to mix. Why? I don't know, but that's what they say. So here's day 2, and we're adding the sugar, and we're going to add some more ginger. This is why I keep the ginger cut up, you guys, because, spur of the moment, if you're doing this and you're busy, it's easy just to add it daily. So every single day for the next 3 to 5 days, you're going to add the same amount of sugar and the same amount of ginger. Now, if you do the 2 tablespoons of each, that means you're going to throw 2 tablespoons water, 2 tablespoons sugar, and 2 tablespoons ginger into the jar every single day. Okay. My problem with that is building up the liquid that you need. That's my only problem. Building up the liquid you need. Okay. So day 3, there. Do you see the bubbles? Mm-hmm. Yep. You should have bubbles by day 3. I do this, like I said, 3 to 5 days. It can take up to 8 days for it to finish. Okay, depending on how you do it, and maybe it has to do with the air. Keeping it open and using, what do they call that? Oh, uncovered is oxygen rich. Covered, like with a solid lid, is low oxygen. So those are the 2 ways. You either cover it or you don't cover it. And I uncover it, this is how I do it, you guys. I don't know. And there's been some blogs that I've checked out, and they don't even know they have it on there, but they can't help troubleshoot the why of it. One obvious thing is don't peel the ginger, right? Because you need the skin of the ginger, the brown, papery, thin skin. And as far as shredding, I don't think you have to shred it. I don't think that has anything, that doesn't help, whether it's shredded or chopped. And let me tell you, for me, I hate shredding. And then this day, Day 4. Lots more bubbles. Lots more bubbles. Look at that. Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you smell it? It smells fizzy. It's kind of a sweet, mild smell. You know, yeasty smell, kind of, sort of in a way. But the ginger's really, you know, it's really cool. It smells really great. And so, and it needs to be cloudy, okay? So if it's not cloudy, it's not, you know, there's no bacteria in there. You need it to be cloudy. And you just mix. Make sure the sugar's dissolved. I always make sure the sugar's dissolved. You can mix it a couple times, 3 times a day. Doesn't matter. But yeah, just remember, keep it away from your kombucha or your vinegars. Kombucha. See, can you smell it? Oh, it smells amazing. It really does. Look at those bubbles. It's doing what it needs to do. Yes, it does. On the off chance that you get mold. I've never had mold, but if you do, scrape it off if it forms. If it happens more than once, start over. Okay? Just start over. It's not worth it. Okay? It is not worth it to have mold in there. It'll taste awful. Okay, and to the fun part, using the ginger bug. This is the fun part. So what you're going to do first is I'm using, so it's 8 cups liquid to 2/3 to 3/4 cup sugar to 1/2 cup ginger bug. First of all, I'm going to use this juice for one. It has to say cane sugar. Has to say cane sugar. If it says high fructose corn syrup, I cannot guarantee it's going to work. So there's my 4 cups of juice. And here's my ginger bug starter. I don't know, starter, it's done. But being this is sweetened already, I don't need to add anything. If you're going to do it unsweetened, you have to add sugar. Why? Because we're going to let it ferment for 3 to 5 days on the counter, and it needs that sugar, you guys. We've talked about this. It needs the sugar. I suppose if you could probably cut it back and add honey afterwards, but I've never done that, so I can't tell you. Okay? This is how you preserve it. This is what you do. So we're going to add 1/2 cup of water, because I took 1/2 cup out. Okay? You don't have to take the ginger out. You can if it starts to get too full, but you don't have to take it out. And then we're going to add 1 tablespoon sugar and 1 tablespoon ginger, and we're going to start all over. Okay? If you don't want to start all over, you can put it in the fridge. Okay? Put it in the fridge. Add 1 teaspoon ginger, or 1 tablespoon ginger, 1 tablespoon sugar once per week. Take it out, let it come to room temperature, add them, put it back in the fridge once a week. Okay? To reactivate it, leave it on the counter, let it hit room temperature, and start feeding it daily again. Okay? So this is kind of like a pet, you know. Well, you get a reprieve for a week if you go on vacation, but otherwise, yeah. So your option is to keep continuing, use it up, or put it in the fridge. Okay? Got it? Got it. Okay. And this part's easy. You basically, since we're not adding sugar because it's sweetened, you just add the ginger bug to the juice and mix it up really well. Okay? You want to mix it? You know, that's the thing. We're always mixing. We're all mixing. Mixing. We are all mixing at our house at home. Do you guys know that song? It's from a nursery book. Whoops, wrong bottle. That bottle is not going to work. Okay, so I'm putting it back into the container I used, or I got it from. I'm going, make sure you have a good seal on your bottle, or you can use the flip top bottle jars. Those work better, or bottles. But we're going to leave it on the counter 3 to 6 days. Burp it 1 every 2 days. so it doesn't explode on you. So here's my tea option, because you can do herbal tea also. And like for the ginger ale, that's just ginger tea, guys. Ginger tea, squirt a lemon. There you go. This is rose hips, hawthorn berry, and hibiscus. That's what it was. And it steeped all day. Made a really pretty tea. And now we're going to use the tea, okay? But you have to sweeten it. Make sure it's cool, first of all. Make sure it's cooled down. And then we have to sweeten it. You have to sweeten it. You have to. 2/3 cup to 3/4 cup sugar to 8 cups liquid, okay? So here's my pretty tea. I strained it off and then the jar wasn't big enough, so I had to measure it back out. But we leave them on the counter, okay? You leave it on the counter. Mason jars work fine for this. I don't know if you get as much carbonation out of it. I wanted to try this with a balloon. I looked all over my house. I did not have a balloon. I was really PO'd. Because I wanted to do it, you know how you make wine? And then it bubbles up, and then it goes back, and then it bubbles up, you know, and the wine blows up. Yeah, that didn't work, because I didn't have couldn't find a balloon. So, because I had 4 cups, I'm only going to put 1/4 of a cup of my ginger bug in there. Well, you do what you do, right? Do what you gotta do. 1/4 of a cup ginger bug, and I'm shaking it because of the sugar. Because of the sugar, and because of the type of the bottle, and you know. Okay? So you want to shake it up really good. And this was my makeshift balloon. Will this work? I don't know. But anyway, so I took a Ziploc bag and zipped it up. And then I took some electrical tape. That's my roll of electrical tape. The boys have to ask to use it. They got their own tape in the garage. And then I just wrapped it around super tight so that no air could get out. And that way I wanted to see if it, as it carbonated, if it would blow up or not. Okay? But this was a couple days later, so you might not find out what is what. To make the starter, here's the water, ginger, and sugar ratios. And to make your own fizzy pop concoction, here's the ratios for that. But make sure you decide if you're going to use it up, if you're going to continue to feed it, or if you're going to put it in the fridge. And there you have it. Tonya's Witchy Kitchen, tea time. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.